Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really plunging headfirst into this dynamic landscape where music collides with some seriously cutting-edge technology.
Yeah, it's a fascinating intersection.
Totally. And our mission for you is to unpack how digital sound sources and this really intriguing world of AI-generated music, plus those super innovative MIDI controllers,
Mm.
how they're fundamentally reshaping not just how music is made, but how it's shared and experienced too.
Right.
We want to give you that shortcut, to being truly well-informed, packed with some surprising facts, and maybe a few aha moments along the way.
Sounds good. So maybe to set the stage, let's think about what music technology really is. It's this really interesting mix, right? Blends music, engineering, even mathematics.
Okay.
At its core, it's about using tech to, well, create, store, analyze, distribute sound. And that covers so much ground.
Like what specifically?
Oh, everything from the software musicians use day-to-day, advanced synthesizers, intricate sound design for films or games, even tools for finding music or, believe it or not, therapy tools.
Wow, therapy too.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's a catalyst. It enables completely new styles of music and honestly just makes the whole creative process a lot simpler in ways we couldn't imagine before.
It really is astonishing how fast digital music tech has evolved. I mean, it went from being this niche thing to being absolutely central, hasn't it?
Absolutely. It's fundamental now.
It's not just an add-on anymore. It feels like the bedrock for so much music we hear. So, when you think about this rapid evolution, okay, let's unpack this. What kind of unprecedented freedoms and possibilities has this actually unlocked for musicians?
Well, I think the really transformative thing here is the sheer level of precision and control these digital tools give you.
Precision, okay.
Yeah, musicians can now manipulate just about every tiny aspect of their sound. The accuracy is something that just wasn't possible before.
Right.
And it's not just about making things sound, quote unquote, better. It's about empowering them to sculpt totally unique sonic textures, create effects, and really push the boundaries of what a song or composition can even be.
And a huge part of that digital soundscape, I guess, are these virtual digital sound sources. You mentioned them briefly. They're not just imitations, right? They can reproduce everything from like a grand piano nuance to a whole sound environment inside a computer.
Exactly. They can be incredibly realistic.
So here's where it gets really interesting for me. How does this magic happen? Through something called sampling, right? What is that?
Right, sampling.
Yeah.
At its heart, it's actually a pretty elegant idea. It's basically about capturing real-world sounds.
Uh-huh.
Could be an instrument, someone singing, or even just, the sound of rain, and then converting those physical sound waves into digital data.
Okay.
Think of it like taking a super high-resolution sonic photograph.
Ah, okay. I like that analogy.
Yeah, and the process itself involves a few key steps to turn that sound into data you can actually work with. First, obviously, is recording.
Right. High quality mics and stuff.
Exactly. You capture the target sound source, usually in a professional setting if possible, to get the purest sound. Then it goes through digitalization.
Digitalization.
This is where an audio interface and software, like a digital audio workstation, you'll hear people call it a DAW.
Right, the DAW.
Yep. They convert that analog sound wave into a digital signal, usually stored as an audio file. Then comes the actual sampling.
Okay, the core bit.
This is where you essentially slice that digital signal into thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of tiny segments per second. Each segment represents the sound intensity at a specific moment.
Wow. Yeah.
And the number of these slices per second, that's the sampling rate. You'll see it measured in hertz, or kilohertz. Like 44.1 kilohertz is standard CD quality.
So 44,100 slices per second.
Precisely. And a higher rate generally means higher fidelity, a smoother, more accurate digital version of the original sound.
Makes sense.
And then finally, these little digital samples are programmed into virtual instrument software. So when you, say, press a key on a MIDI keyboard, the software plays back the corresponding sampled sound, adjusting it precisely for the pitch and volume you want.
Got it.
But there's one more crucial piece, bit depth.
Bit depth. Okay, what's that?
Bit depth tells you how much information each of those individual samples holds. Think of it like the number of colors available for each pixel in a digital image.
Ah, okay. So more bits, more detail.
Exactly. A higher bit depth means a greater dynamic range. You can capture everything from the quietest whisper to the loudest bang more accurately. It gives the sound much richer detail, sounds more natural.
What are the typical numbers?
Well, 16-bit is standard for CDs, but for professional studio work, 24-bit is pretty much the benchmark now. It just allows for incredible depth and nuance.
So if I'm tracking this through this whole process, recording, digitizing, sampling, programming, virtual sound sources can mimic real sounds incredibly well, but also musicians can then take those samples and completely twist them, right? Post-process them into unique sounds.
Precisely. That's a huge part of it. It turns sound to this incredibly flexible, malleable medium. You're not limited by the original recording.
It really is like having an entire sonic paint box. Okay, so you might be wondering, listening to this, what does this all sound like in practice? Because the science is cool, but the art is where it's at.
Absolutely. And the artistic impact is just profound. We see these virtual instruments derived from sampling everywhere now.
Give us some examples.
Okay, take the piano. There's a virtual instrument called Ivory 3 Piano VST by Synthetgy. It's often called, top-notch, very popular.
Right.
And it's known for what they call unparalleled realism. It's not just one recording. It uses innovative tech, new recordings of a specific Hamburg Steinway D concert grand. And it supports things like MIDI 2.0 high-resolution velocity, capturing over 65,000 tiny levels of how hard you hit the key.
65,000, wow.
Yeah, it means you can play a virtual piano with the kind of subtle expression you'd expect from a real concert grand.
Incredible. What else?
Then you've got synthesizers. Omnisphere is a classic virtual instrument source, huge library of sounds, many derived from sampled textures and waveforms. Or think about the vocoder.
The robot voice thing.
Kind of. It's a special effect, takes a human voice, and uses it as the tone source for a synthesizer. Creates those really distinct sounds you've definitely heard in tons of pop and electronic music.
Definitely heard that.
Virtual guitars are getting amazing too. They simulate everything. Gentle strums, intense string bends, slides, mimicking real techniques really well.
Okay.
For drums, things like BFD or AIGC Drummer are classic examples.
Right.
They offer these meticulously sampled entire drum kits that sound incredibly lifelike when you play them.
Like having a session drummer in your computer.
Pretty much. And maybe the most mind-blowing is digital orchestral stuff. The sampling involved there is super professional, really complex, but it means a single composer working alone.
Yeah.
They can effectively simulate an entire symphony orchestra. Think epic film scores, often done by one person in their studio now.
That is genuinely mind-bending, the power a single artist has now. But okay, as incredible as these virtual instruments are, there's this even newer frontier gaining ground fast. Which brings us to, well, the elephant in the room, maybe. AI. How is artificial intelligence changing the act of making music?
Yeah, AI is. It's radically expanding the whole concept of music creation.
Yeah.
These systems can now automatically generate music.
Right.
And not just random notes, but often mimicking diverse human styles, sometimes leading to genuinely fresh sounds, new listening experiences.
So it's not just tools, it's also a composer.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
And beyond just composing, AI offers powerful analytical tools, too. Musicians can use it to dissect complex pieces, learn from them in ways that were impossible before, spotting patterns or structures maybe a human ear would miss. And then there's a real game changer.
Yeah.
AI-generated vocals.
Whoa, okay. Tell me about that.
Cutting-edge AI can now effectively clone and manipulate human voices specifically for music production. There's software like Ace Studio, for instance.
Ace Studio.
Yeah, it lets producers dynamically tweak really intricate vocal details, breathing sounds, pitch variations, specific singing techniques to create these hyper-realistic vocal performances.
Hyper-realistic from AI.
It can be astonishingly close. There was an example where Ace Studio took a well-known song, Tomorrow Will Be Better, and adapted it into a 4-part harmony. Every single voice was generated purely by AI.
Wow. That raises some fascinating questions about performance, authorship, everything.
It absolutely does.
So, okay, we've got these incredibly powerful sound sources, virtual instruments, AI creating and messing with music. But how do musicians, the humans, actually control all this digital stuff? That's where MIDI controllers fit in, right?
Exactly. MIDI controllers are the bridge.
They send these MIDI messages, musical instrument digital interface, to control the sounds.
Precisely. They send messages to control those digital sound sources or really any other MIDI-compatible gear. And what this means for the musician's process is, well, it completely redefines their interaction with the music.
How so?
They empower musicians to precisely regulate all sorts of musical parameters, pitch, volume, tempo, even subtle things like how quickly a sound starts or fades away.
Right.
And they do it through often very expressive physical movements and gestures. They aren't just on-off switches.
And they come in different forms.
Oh yeah, so many forms. You've got traditional keyboard layouts, sure, but also sensitive drum pads you hit, rotary knobs you turn, sliders, even really unique interfaces that respond to touch and pressure in new ways.
Okay.
This versatility allows for just this huge spectrum of musical expression. And importantly, integrating these controllers with DAWs and other software, it massively streamlines the creative workflow.
Makes it faster, easier.
Yeah, boosts productivity. It gives musicians this intuitive, hands-on way to program and control music, often without needing like deep classical training in music theory or years learning a traditional instrument.
It sounds like they really are that essential bridge, letting human intention and, well, feeling flow into the digital world.
That's a great way to put it.
So let's dive into some of the more unique and innovative controllers out there now, beyond just the standard piano keyboard shape.
Absolutely, because that's where things get really creative. Beyond the familiar designs, you have devices that completely rethink how we interact with digital sound.
Like what?
Well, take the Seaboard. It's technically a MIDI master keyboard, but it looks and feels totally different.
Right, I've seen those. They look kind of wavy.
Exactly. It features this unique, very touch-sensitive, continuous surface. It lets you perform and manipulate sound expressively through subtle hand shapes, slides, pressure changes, almost like you're bending and shaping the sound directly with your fingers.
Cool.
It gives a level of tactile control that normal keys just can't replicate. And then, of course, you have MIDI drum pads. Simple concept, buttons you hit like drums, trigger sounds, great for rhythms, very physical.
Yeah, this makes sense.
For guitar players, there are MIDI guitars. They simulate real playing techniques, slides, bends, playing intensity. The Jamstick Classic MIDI guitar is a really interesting one
What is it?
because it works both as a real, playable guitar and a versatile MIDI controller. But the really innovative part, each string on the Jamstick can have its own separate MIDI channel.
Wait, each string?
Yeah, so you could have like a bass sound on the low E string, piano chords on the middle strings, and a synth lead on the high E, all played simultaneously from one guitar performance.
Oh, okay, that's pretty wild.
It allows for incredibly complex sound layering. Then you get into totally alternative approaches, like sensor-based controllers.
What do they do?
They capture body movements, gestures. You can literally perform music using your physical presence, waving your hands, moving around.
Whoa.
Or think about the theory board. This one's unique because it's designed to simplify actually writing music. It has this powerful built-in chord function.
How does that work?
It basically automatically generates harmonies based on the notes you play. It makes playing complex chords and composing quite sophisticated melodies much easier, even if you don't have a deep background in music theory.
Huh. That sounds really useful for beginners, or maybe just for experiment.
Definitely. And for people wanting something really portable and tactile, there's the Orba controller. Little handheld thing, octagonal shape.
I think I've seen that one too.
Yeah, it's a synth, a looper, and a MIDI controller, all in one tiny package. Makes mobile music creation super accessible and, honestly, just fun.
Cool.
Then there's Artifon's newest, called Corda, also designed to make creation more enjoyable, more accessible. It's compact, has these 12 touch-sensitive pads, plus this unique bridge section.
A bridge?
Yeah, it adapts to how you're playing. You can strum it like a guitar, tilt it to bend notes, slide your fingers, even trigger arpeggios automatically. It divides things into parts like drums, bass, chords, lead, and has built-in recording, too. Very versatile little device.
Wow, they're packing a lot in.
They really are. And one more I have to mention is the Touche. People describe it as almost magical.
Magical how?
It's this controller. Often looks like a block of wood with a sensitive top surface that lets you apply pressure and gestures in multiple directions. It can imitate the super delicate properties of, say, string instruments, vibratos, swells, or the evolving textures of synthesizers with incredible sensitivity. Many producers consider it pretty essential for expressive sound shaping.
That's an incredible lineup of tools, really pushing how we even think about interacting with music tech. So, okay, bringing this all together. It seems clear that virtual sound sources, AI, these diverse MIDI controllers, they aren't optional extras anymore, are they?
Not at all. They're absolutely indispensable tools in modern music production.
Fundamentally empowering artists, playing this huge role in how music tech keeps evolving.
Exactly. And you know, what's truly profound here, I think, is remembering that music itself, it's always been this deep reflection of human emotion, human imagination.
Right.
That the act of creating music that's driven by this uniquely human spark. Technology alone can't replicate that core creativity.
So technology is the tool, but the human is still the driver.
Absolutely. It's that human creativity that fuels the unique expression, that brings emotions to life in sound, that inspires the passion. Technology can definitely augment that, enhance it, give it new forms, but it doesn't replace the source.
That's a really important point.
And what gets really exciting, I think, looking ahead, is the potential for deeper collaboration between humans and AI.
Ah, not replacement, collaboration.
Exactly. That synergy could expand musical innovation massively,
Mm.
blending human intuition, our emotion, our storytelling with these cutting-edge tech capabilities. That opens up entirely new creative avenues, really pushes the boundaries of what music can even be.
And there you have it. Our pretty deep dive today into the frontiers of music technology. We went from the fundamental magic of sound sampling through the really intriguing rise of AI music, all the way to the incredible versatility and, frankly, ingenuity of modern MIDI controllers.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. But maybe as we wrap up, here's a thought to leave you with. Despite all the incredible, almost scary potential of AI in music creation,
Mm.
it really is that enduring human passion, our ingenuity, that will always drive music forward.
Hmm.
That ensures music remains this vibrant, vital, and deeply human part of our culture, part of our lives,
Mm.
no matter how the technology continues to evolve around it.
That's a powerful thought to end on. So as you go about your day, maybe think about how you might explore some of these tools. How could you blend your own unique creativity with these seemingly endless possibilities offered by music technology? We really can't wait to see what you might create.